up, everybody? Boom, boom, boom. And I think we have started. Oh yeah, we've started. We are started. We are started indeed. We already got a view. That's so powerful. What's going on, everybody? What is up? We're waiting. We're waiting for a main guest to get here. But Kyle's here today.
Hi,
I have Kyle here today.
I have returned.
Today's a big one. We're reviewing X-Men 97. Oh, man, this year. Oh, look who. You couldn't have made a more late call than ever. Oh, wow.
Late call. It's only 6:01.
It's 6:02 here. I'm in the future, unlike you.
No, you're actually in the past. I'm
Where is
ahead
it?
of you in time.
More like days of future past.
Nah, you're...
Let me just leave right now.
Yeah, I'll. All right, it's been
How
real.
is it going, Steph? Oh, welcome back indeed.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I thought it was spiders on me. It's just dog hair. Never mind.
When it became Spider-Gwen, you
Holy
understand.
shit.
But
Yeah.
we're not talking about Spider-Man.
I don't want to be a mutate though.
Yeah, about that. We'll have to talk about that. Anyway,
What's up?
I guess you're wondering why we called you here. And why we texted you a few times about it. Or mainly I texted you and bugged the shit out of you, like always.
I mean, it's no longer a wonder. I do know why I'm here.
Ah, good. You're already on planned ahead. Cool. Yeah, we're reviewing your favorite series probably of the whole fucking year.
My favorite animated series altogether, and I watched Avatar before this, so
No, you haven't watched Batman the Animated Series yet.
yeah.
Batman the Animated Series
I don't
is
think it's gonna
great.
top.
There's got episodes where you're just like, damn, they put this in a kid's show? Like, X-Men has, like, the better animation quality now, but Batman back then, like, even if you compare it to the original X-Men to Batman, I watched it with Adam, I was like, oh, it's night and day. Batman just looks better because they took their time. They didn't try and rush it out. Or how you look at X-Men, it looks like that got rushed out in the last few seasons.
Yeah.
And also the budget was deteriorating over time, you told me. But Batman's animation just stayed consistent. And there was...
Is this a Batman review or
No, well, I'm just talking about animation.
I was like, wait.
I've been bugging her to watch Batman the Animated Series for like
okay.
months now. I'm
Okay,
like, you gotta
I
watch
was like-
Batman. I'm like,
It
even
took
if
me
you're not a
this long to
Batman-
watch Avatar. Just imagine how long it'll take me to watch Batman.
Yeah, but I could just get Adam to give you a list of all the good episodes you'll watch, and you'll just be like, wow, okay, that's writing, yeah. Because if you think the 97 writing is good because they're all comic and X-Men fans, just wait till you watch Batman. You're going to be like, how has nothing else just topped what they've done with this series?
I don't think anything's going to top X-Men 97 for me, unfortunately.
Listen, there's one episode I tell everyone if you want to watch Batman. It's called Almost Got Him. It's all the villains are playing poker, and they're just talking about how they almost killed Batman. And it is one of the best written episodes, I think, in that cartoon. It's not even Batman-centric. There's no action. It's just them just playing cards and poker. And I just love it for some weird reason.
You were trying so hard to sell this. It's really funny.
You literally, I've come to you saying, hey,
Yeah,
I
no,
want
no,
to
no,
recreate
no,
it.
no,
And
no.
you're even like, yeah, we can do it. It's not hard.
Anyway,
For the moment, we're all
97.
here. Yeah, it's X-Men 97. You know what? Just to get in the mood, just to make everyone happy. All right, we got Pop here, Pop
there
here.
you go.
We got the Rogue, we'll put Rogue on top so stuff doesn't throw a fit.
Where she belongs.
Where she belongs. Oh my God, when she
True.
said...
She
we'll
carried
talk
the
about-
series, if you ask me.
You know, she was going off a little bit of a deep end, but we'll talk about that. She almost was just killing everybody, and I'm like, all right, you gotta calm down, chick.
You know, you hit a point. You gotta. You know, I mean,
Actually,
look, if you were with Gambit and that thing happened, you know, are we allowed to say spoilers? I mean, I think
yeah,
we're
it's a
allowed-
spoiler review. It's a full
Okay,
Yeah.
review.
cool. Yeah, if
Get into
Genosha
it.
happened and you were dealing with Gambit, I'd kind of go a little bit
that
off too.
episode. Jesus Christ for you guys. I had you crying over the phone. He's crying in person. I'm like, damn. I was like,
They're-
They
relax.
submitted that show for an episode for an Emmy, I think.
Thank God.
For the Emmys, I think?
Anito and Rogue together always. That's what Todd said.
I expect that.
Yeah.
I expected that to be Todd.
Yeah, that is.
I expected that to be Todd because Todd would say
Alright.
that.
What's the? I need to get the episode names. I forgot like all the list of the episode names.
As you were saying, so
Yeah.
was it you were saying, or somebody was saying that they was nominated for an Emmy, wasn't it?
It's getting nominated.
Okay.
Apparently, Remember Me is getting
Well,
nominated.
they submitted it.
It's
Okay.
gonna get it.
Yeah.
I feel like it would. It would
Is
get
that
it.
my bestie for the Rusty Stefcosplays Drizzy comments? Yeah. Yes.
We're
Charlie.
besties. We're besties. I don't know
Yes,
how
it's
people
nominated for the
like
seventh. What was the
nowadays do
seventh?
this as a heart. I'm like, this is painful. Why can't you just
I-
stick to this?
I like that. That's a lot
Like, what the
easier.
hell is
I
this?
just like with this. I feel like it's just a lot more like I don't know, but I feel like this is just a variation of that. I don't know.
It's
I
so
think we-
painful. Why I gotta put my
no.
fingers like that?
It's making something complicated that doesn't need to be complicated.
Basically, yeah.
And truthfully and honestly,
But,
just don't rewrite the wheel.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Yeah.
Anyway, X-Men
But-
97 has
yeah.
finally concluded the first season. All right, I'm gonna start with my thoughts first on this. Both of you know. I think you found out the fun way, and then he always known. I'm not a big X-Men fan, so I like went into this with low expectations. I'm like, I'm gonna get bored because it's the fucking X-Men. No one knows how to rate the X-Men. They always find a way to fuck it up. Yada yada yada. Anyway, I came out actually kind of impressed by this damn show, especially for it being animated. It kind of they let what's the creator's name? Bo and
Bo
Mayo.
DeMaio. Yep.
Yeah, Bo
Yeah.
DeMaio. Which I've been hearing stuff about why he got fired. I'm not gonna say why because I don't know what's true and what's not. I've just been hearing a little bit of how he may have gotten fired, and knowing how it's Disney Marvel, they probably did something stupid, and then he may have done something stupid, and then they were both at all right, we're not in agreement. Bye, which is really fucking weird because it's always Marvel doing it. He created that show really good.
Yeah.
They just gave him full creative control, which I don't know how he got that with this series. I was actually impressed by that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
well, he
heard-
worked on Moon Knight, so he was familiar with Marvel Studios, working with them, and
Yeah.
then he took on the X-Men and created this team of people that worked on the show. So without them, without like the brain of Bo and the talent of the cast and the crew, they wouldn't have gotten what they got.
Fully
Plus,
agree.
Bo had a Bible. Bo had a X-Men Bible that he created. He wrote every single thing he wanted for the show, including like costumes, some dialogue, references from comics, like every specific detail you could think of for the show, he put in. And
that was what
he went by this Bible, and I think he made copies of it to give the crew to go by it as well, to get his vision of what the show should be. And I would love to read that Bible. I just want to say that would be the only Bible that I would read.
probably because he wrote half most of the season or gave the outline. Did he do season 2?
I don't know if
Yeah,
no,
he
he wrote season 2, I believe, because they are
He did.
starting to record season 2.
I
It's
thought
just season
he
3.
just said,
Season 3 was like greenlit, or I'm not sure if it was greenlit yet, but I know season 2. I actually think because Lenore said she's almost done.
yeah, well, I'd say
No,
she just confirmed she wrapped, right? I saw.
I don't know, because I read a tweet. She said that she confirmed that she is recording her lines for season 2 now, but I don't know like exactly what the timeline of that is, where they're at right now.
Probably super far ahead. Usually they get the recordings done right away.
I would assume so, because it's
Not even a
voiceover.
day
So
or two in the booth, it's just a few hours. You get in there and then you're done. But
there also could be like they have to revoice some stuff, or
oh
they
yeah,
always have to go back to do new things. So who knows where they're at right now.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be like a year till the next season, maybe a little more than a year till the next season. So we'll see.
That long. That's too long if you ask me.
I know.
Golly.
I don't think they're gonna wait.
It took 3 years for season 1, though. Just think about that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's true, but then again, also just stuff kept getting delayed in general out of Marvel, so that wasn't.
Oh yeah, because
I feel like this one they're gonna maybe try and not rush it out, get it done quicker, because you're on that X-Men high right now.
I feel like they would
Mhm.
prioritize
probably
getting
prioritized
this
right now.
out sooner than later, just because, like, they see how big of a hit this
I thought
is.
this right. No,
But-
we're not in Pacific time, Blue. Why would we
But-
start at 8? Thanks, Steph. Oh, wow.
I said 6 p.m. And usually when I talk about time, I'm talking about my time, not your time.
Yeah, there was a bit of time confusion over the past few days.
I was even texting him. I was like,
Where
"Yeah,
I
are we doing
just
6:30 or
rushed through.
6?"
I was like, shit, she said 6. Everyone else wants to be on this, but they're not available until this time. I was like, she's got a limited time window. I was like, all right, we're splitting up to 2 today, or 2 parts today.
Yeah, honestly, for this show, you kind of need a 2-parter.
Yeah, it's
So-
just a big 2-parter because we got one with you talking, and then we're gonna have a big giant whole like round table. Hey, what do we want to see next?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now-
smart.
Here's my question before we actually get into details with X-Men. I'm surprised they haven't announced. Knowing them, they've greenlighted it behind the scenes. We're getting a Spider-Man. We're getting a Spider-Man. They're bringing back Spider-Man. Because for him to just say, "Oh, he found Mary Jane." Yeah, where did he find her? She was lost through time. You could literally the whole.
At the same time, we are getting a Spider-Man animated series though with freshman year.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, but everyone wants Christopher Barnes back now. Listen, you open the door to bring him back now.
I understand, but I mean, they're already doing another Spider-Man show. They're gonna at least let that go.
You can do
and that they delayed as well, so we don't even know when that's coming out.
Very true.
Freshman year, I thought it was supposed to it's not even freshman year anymore. It's Friendly Neighborhood because they
Something like that.
changing that show. It's supposed to come out at the end of the year. Remember Brandon telling me he got to see the footage and he's like, "Yeah, it was okay." He saw it at the What If season 2 premiere that he went to because he told me about it. He's like, "Yeah, it was okay." I was like, "All right," but again, you open the door with Christopher Barnes being able to return. You don't shut that door. You call that man, get him in that damn booth right now while you're writing that 90s animation high.
I feel like, if anything, they would at least get him for 97 season 2. I mean,
but who knows if we're going to see the cameo. I mean, we're going to see cameos. Here's the thing. They
Crossovers.
They gave Doom a voice actor, which was very surprising. Well, yeah, we're talking spoilers. So Dr. Doom shows up, and he had a voice line. I was like, you give him a voice line, but you don't give Spider-Man a voice line. I was like, that's the weird one. Listen, I was fine with the cameos. I was cool. I was like, oh, hey. But the one you should have given a voice line to was Spider-Man, just so you could hear Christopher Daniel Barnes again. Because that one would have been just... Everyone would have lit up with that one.
I assume they have plans for Spider-Man, though. If they're going to do a crossover event next year, or not next year, next season, I would assume they would wait for him to get a voice. So it makes sense. I mean, if we look at where the future of season 2 is going to be at, we could definitely see crossovers, Avengers versus X-Men being one of them. So you never know.
Because let's just say Cap was stressed when he saw those missiles in the final episode. This makes it, oh shit, we're starting a war we probably can't win, but whatever. Because now the Phoenix is back. It's the whole, you just opened up a Pandora's box doing all that.
Yeah.
I love the decision of, hey, so we have the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, we have all these superheroes. There's Magneto. What should we do? Just nuke him. Like,
yeah.
Maybe don't make it an international incident and just send superheroes.
You heard Cap say, we don't know the extent of this problem yet. Don't do it. And the president's like, whatever, fuck it.
Screw it, nukes. It's like,
If you really think about it, the whole feud between Avengers and X-Men really comes from humans, but regular people, government.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. So it's really not the superheroes that have the issue with each other. They have the issue with the government.
Yeah, it's the government.
They're like the fuel for the fire.
Most of the time, the X-Men and Avengers are just sitting there like, oh, look, the X-Men. And the humans are like, get them. No, they're cool. They're cool.
Yeah,
leave them alone.
That's the one issue I've always had with the X-Men. I think I've pointed that out to a few people. It's like, so you're mad about regular people with powers, but you don't say anything when there's a green giant radiation gamma monster tearing up the city half the time, and you're not saying shit about it.
Well, they say a lot about him.
Well, so it's the whole. I mean, again, you have mutants who can that was my whole problem with the X-Men for the longest time. It's like, listen, you are basically seeing the most weirdest shit on a daily basis, and your whole problem is a guy who can just lift metal with his mind. Not a giant purple alien that's collecting stones, wiping out half the universe.
Because he was born with it, that's why. And so they think their human DNA is going to be infected with this gene because evolution, right? And evolution usually takes over, and they think mutants are going to take over humans.
But you still get my comments.
So, I totally understand. I have that same issue where it's like, how are y'all going to accept the Avengers but not the X-Men's? Kind of because you'll accept a mutate but not a mutant. It's weird.
Yeah. Because again,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I just said with Spider-Man. You have a guy who can shoot webs and climb up buildings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's fine. Someone touches and it just takes their power. Fucking kill him right.
Yeah.
What? No.
Again, we have J. Jonah Jameson. Spider-Man's a menace.
All right, J. Jonah's not the best example in this situation.
People buy the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, and half of them don't agree with JJ if you listen to anything else. Have you played the Spider-Man games? Even people with the common sense on the calls when they're talking with JJ are like, wait, Spider-Man didn't do it. Oh, the caller's delusional. It's just trying to twist it. It's like, And I was just watching First Class too before this started, so I'm like, I was in an excellent mood a little bit. But anyway, to the actual Todd goes, Spider-Man is a menace. You guys are helping the case here with the X-Men. Anyway, X-Men 97. Oh god, what a show! What a show in general. Beautifully animated, beautifully voice acted. It's, we'll have you go. You like to talk. Go ahead, woman. Let's see.
I like to talk.
Yeah, that's what you said last time.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
You
say
remember that?
towards the end? Yeah, you said it towards the end because it was
There
like
you
a
go.
few hours. You're like, oh shit, I gotta go. And you're like, sorry,
Damn.
I like to talk, and you just did.
Damn. Anyway, I don't remember that, but anyway. So I don't even know what to say about this show. The show is just perfect in my opinion because I think it's really the writing and the heart that was put into this show that made it perfect, right? And I want to say that for like halfway through, I kind of realized this where the first few episodes were kind of built off of nostalgia, and then halfway through, you kind of get like a nuke drop, and then that's quoted.
I'm the Stephen A. Smith of this damn show. Quote me all you want.
Yeah, so halfway through, it's symbolic because you're a kid in the beginning. What's that thump? What is that thump that I hear? Do you guys hear that?
Oh, probably was him hitting the table with the ring.
Oh,
Did you
okay.
say he
I
graduated
was like,
ring first?
I'm
Hold
hearing
up.
it.
No, let her
Take
talk.
Hold
Let
on.
her
He
talk.
graduated college. He has a cool
Let her.
ring.
Let her talk.
That's
Let
a
her
big
talk.
moment for you too.
It's her moment. Go. Let her talk.
So the story is, in the very beginning, first few episodes, you're a kid feeding off nostalgia, watching the X-Men again. X-Men are back, and then kind of halfway through, you realize you have to grow up. Like Jubilee said, she has to grow up. She turns 18. She can't stay home playing video games anymore, right? Even though like I'd still do that, but the point is, halfway through, you grow up, and then the next episode, like everyone dies. Genosha is attacked and blown up. So it's kind of instant where it's like you finally grow up, you're like, oh, adulthood, it's gonna be great. And then you realize what adulthood actually means. You're kind of
Depression.
basically. To sum it up, adulthood, you're realizing like this is what the world is actually like. When you're a kid, you don't know what the world is like. You're just a kid playing video games and reading comics and stuff, right? And then
we still do. Yeah.
We kind of do that to kind of get away from the world, though, which is another thing you can talk about with this show. So that happens, and you're like, what the hell do I do now? You lost a bunch of friends, family. You're trying to figure out your place in the world. How am I going to help with this situation? And then it's now towards the end, you're like, now I have to figure out what's my place in this world and how I'm going to deal with this and how I'm going to save, well, in their case, save, mutant kind and all. But it's a great kind of template that you can use for anything really. But it was perfect for this show because when this show originally came out, the animated series came out in the 90s, and a whole bunch of kids were watching it, and now all those kids are adults and they're watching this show. So it's kind of like a love letter to them. It's great. I love the writing. I would just love to sit with the writers and just talk about this show with them and all the messages that it brings out. And even when Bo brought out that statement after episode 5 of what episode 5 meant to him and how he came up with that story, it was perfect storytelling that we don't see a lot, especially in animation.
I think the closest we got to almost was Invincible. Invincible dealt with a lot of fun, adult themes of him getting to know his place in the world, getting superpowers, his dad then putting him through a subway train, killing a bunch of people. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I would say this one's a bit more realistic than Invincible.
Yeah.
This one kind of hits more close to home than Invincible would.
But I mean, also Invincible 2 is Mark just got his powers, and his dad literally used him as a railguard to kill people, and he's just like, okay, like what do I do? Can I ask a question, please? All right, Blue, ask your question. What
I'm
if
scared.
if it's something? Do we like lasagna?
Do I like hockey? Is that it?
He's gonna say, "Can you go play for the Canucks?"
Actively hitting the backspace now,
Yeah, literally. I bet you he is. I bet he's gonna like message me like you.
typing, and oh crap.
But like you said, it's more realistic, and that's why I keep pushing. You're gonna hate it again. Batman the Animated Series on you. It's very much more adult themed. Ask Adam.
Can you tell that he likes
No,
Batman by
ask-
chance? Or...
Ask,
a little biased.
With me liking Batman. It has nothing to do with me liking Batman. It's a dude who doesn't have superpowers. So even if so, you're still relating to him not having powers. And he's still
Same guy that'd be like, if Batman had prep time, I think he could beat Spider-Man.
No, I'm not talking about that. Just the way stuff is written, like you said.
He 100% would say that, by the way.
That's not the point. I'm staying on topic. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the way you said, animation, they watched it growing up. Adam told me about all this stuff about how kids were phasing out of Batman. And if you listen to Kevin Smith always talk, he was watching Batman where he worked. I don't know where he was working at the time, where Adam said he said in a whole discussion. They found out, Warner Brothers, that mostly teens and adults were watching Batman. That kids weren't even watching Batman. They were trying to watch X-Men, but I guess they were phasing out also of growing up of, we're leaving the stuff behind. But again, it all has to do with if you're writing it and you have the heart there, like you said, creators had heart, good writing, good voice casting, you're going to get a solid show. Same with Avatar. Good writing. Cast is there. Heart is there. Great show. Batman. Heart is there. Creators know what they're doing. Great show. I can list off a bunch of shows that have the heart and animation that just, they're very relatable. You can find episodes or find a character where you can just be relatable to. Like Magneto.
Yeah.
Magneto is can be the biggest relatable character to some people. He's basically, are the X-Men all considered technically, or no, or just Magneto considered an immigrant? I don't know the whole extent of that.
Immigrant? Did you say immigrant?
Yeah, because Magneto is technically an immigrant. Yeah, he's Jewish immigrant.
Yeah. Magneto's an immigrant, but like majority of the X-Men, if not all, they're from, except for Storm, they're from the U.S.
Nightcrawler? Yeah, no, Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler is not from the U.S. Yeah, except for Storm, Nightcrawler, but like Rogue, Gambit, Jeans, like they're all from the U.S.
Oh, I mean, I'm saying the term wrong. Not oh my god, what am I thinking of?
Mutant?
No, not mutant.
Wolverine is Canadian.
Oh yeah, Wolverine's
Wolverine's Canadian.
Wolverine's Canadian. You bums.
Okay, listen, Wolverine wasn't the prime center of attention in this show.
And
so.
I also thank you for bringing that up. I actually have to commend X-Men 97 for not like oversaturating Wolverine in this. Like,
yeah,
I genuinely felt.
Yeah, minority. Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's.
I genuinely felt like Wolverine was a part of the team. It wasn't Wolverine and the X-Men. Great animated series, by the way. Not dishing on it, but I felt like it was X-Men and Wolverine was a cohesive part of that team.
Canadian.
Yes. And there were some episodes where he wasn't there, and you just, I mean, you didn't really care that he wasn't there because you had this great storytelling with this show that didn't really matter where Wolverine was. If there was one thing you could change about the series, what would it be and why?
Why?
There was a lot of people saying the pacing in the beginning was like a bit fast. I guess I would say instead of here's what I would change. I would probably change the Motendo and Life Death. I would probably make those two separate episodes. And Life Death would have its like 2-parter, 3-parter. I think Life Death could be done in 3 parts, but I would also do the one with Madeline Pryor. Episode 3, I think. Episode 3, I would do that in 2 parts.
Yeah, it was episode 3.
I would have done that in 2 parts because it would make most sense for that storyline.
I would say, because I was going to talk about Madeline. That was going to be my kind of answer too. Is I would have had Madeline Pryor be in the show a little bit longer than, as much as they did.
You were
'Cause I was-
talking Fire Made Flesh, the third
Mhm.
episode.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
because by the time we really got to like know Madeline and be like, okay, cool, yeah, Madeline, we like her. Well, Genosha happened, and you're like,
Yeah.
it was fun while it lasted, and at
Yeah,
least we got
that's-
our Funko Pops and our action figures of a version of a character that appeared once.
The inclusion
Yay.
of the Phoenix was not necessary, is what Blue was saying.
And I would say it is necessary if the Phoenix is going to be important in the next season.
Here's the thing. I think he's right, because we've seen this Phoenix just done so many times at this point. I'm just tired of seeing Dark Phoenix, but Phoenix for Phoenix. Like, I'm just done with it. But, like we're saying, if you're going to do Avengers vs. X-Men, it's a very big part of that fucking storyline.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
They might
would
do the
hope-
Phoenix 5.
That's true. I was just gonna,
you gotta have the Phoenix. Yeah.
I would also say that with the Phoenix, I understand where you're coming from with like it's been used a lot,
Yeah, it's just
but it kind of demonstrated that Jean kind of feels that Nathan is her kind of in a way son, and by her unleashing the Phoenix, it shows that she really
it's an
really
oversaturation. Yeah,
cares.
that's what he was saying. It's an oversaturation.
Mhm.
Yeah,
but
again, if you're
yeah.
gonna set up Avengers vs. X-Men, it's still that big part. You can't get around
Sure.
without using it.
I also think they needed a way for Jean to come back to life, right?
Yeah.
And the Phoenix would be the only way for her to come back to life. And after it was over, she said the Phoenix is gone now. So it's not something that happens so much for her. It's kind of like a once in a blue moon kind of thing. So I mean, I understand like Phoenix being used a lot, but if it's important to the storyline and if it's important for the future of the X-Men, then I think because you need to establish that I mean, it's like the last episode of this season. There are things that are going to established for next season that we're going to see. So bringing the Phoenix back means we're probably going to be seeing the Phoenix back next season, or like the Phoenix 5, especially with the Avengers versus X-Men storyline.
Yeah. What else would I change or add?
And Cody says Magneto's white. He's not a minority. I believe he meant the fact that he's Jewish.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, he's technically a Jewish immigrant.
Yeah.
It's part of his backstory. Anyway.
Yeah.
What I would change? You know what? I would have gave this the full, I think, 13th season instead of 10. I would have gave it 3 more episodes.
I would feel like this. My real big thing that I would change is just make it longer. I felt like a lot of it. There's not much to change. I felt like there was a lot of good. I just kind of want more.
Here's the thing I would do with making it longer. So you give us this cliffhanger of like, oh, they're all lost in time. I would have gave 13 episodes. I would have ended it this right here. I would have waited a few months, just like how Invincible did. Say, all right, we're going to pick it up a few months later. Now you guys got to sit and wait. Because it's going to be, like a big 3-part again. Like, you can't do 3 big parts back to back, like, right away. You got to give still people time to, like, all right, what did we watch? What did we do? Like, and then drop, maybe, like, a few months later, go episode 11, episode 12, episode 13.
Could you imagine if they pulled that shit after Genosha? Like, the
That
Genosha thing happens.
I
And they're like,
know. Imagine if that was
wait.
Hold on. That would have been so evil.
Yeah.
But it would have
Really?
been brilliant marketing. Oh my God.
Really, it
would
would
have
be.
gave Disney. I would have said Disney has fucking balls for doing that.
Well, I mean, they did with Infinity War. They're like,
But do
literally.
that for a cartoon though.
yeah.
That would have been big, especially a Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
Because then, guess what? You would have had people having to get Disney Plus to watch the first 5 episodes. Then they would have had to keep their subscription to watch the final, the back half of the season. That's how Netflix is trying to do the run of the mill, and Prime is just, hey, they're splitting up shows into parts now, just so you have a reason to keep your subscription and get people to get it. I feel like with X-Men 97, it would work. You definitely have the show everyone loves. It's a nostalgia show. You grew up with it. We know you want to come watch it. Give us the money. Hey, guess what? The first 5 episodes, fuck you got to wait a few months after January to finish
Well, I
it.
mean, it's now like with the season finale, they left on a cliffhanger. We don't know what's gonna
That's what I'm
happen.
saying. They could have did 3 more episodes
Yeah.
and then just said, all right, they're lost their time. Now you gotta wait a few more months to see how
Yeah,
some
they could have done that with the last 3.
instead of starting it as a season 2 opener. I feel like if you just would have fully fledged just gave that 13 episode
Mhm.
first season run, you would have had so much more time to stretch it out and make. Maybe you could have even done one more episode in the Tolerance's extinction.
Yeah.
You-
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think for that to be a 3-parter, it was good. It was enough. Just for the Madeline Pryor stuff, I would probably, have her in a few more episodes, that storyline a bit longer. I hope that next season they don't stick to the 10 episode. I hope they do like
Give them
13,
more.
like you said, because you honestly need a bit more. I feel, especially with the storylines you're gonna start doing in the next season, what I'm theorizing and what's been confirmed, and I feel like they are gonna need a bit more time to get those storylines out there.
Now, here's the real question. We know season 1's over. It's getting to season 2. Do you think they're secretly planning more seasons and they're just not saying anything and they're being very quiet about it?
Season 3 has been like greenlit.
I didn't
Or
heard
like
that.
I mean, not like officially, but I've heard rumors that season 3 has been greenlit because of how well season 1 has been so far. And I think I don't know if like Kevin Feige has listened to season 2 or read anything about it, but I think he may just be like, yeah, season 2 is great, and I think we should do a season 3. And also the fact that they're able to do this with a Disney Plus show, an animated show, is crazy. I mean, I've seen so many people saying that X-Men saved Marvel, and I think they really
I give it that. For once, they actually did save Marvel.
They saved Marvel because people
Being
were
in the
losing hope. And now people that weren't even fans of the X-Men have started watching it and were like, this is so good. I'm going to watch the original show and see like what that's all about. And now you got people like hyped as hell for the next season and in love with these characters. Like there are people that didn't like Cyclops at all before this show and then went into it and finished it and was like, wow, I love Cyclops.
I
Like,
mean,
I hated him before this. Now I love him. Still hate Xavier, but like I love Cyclops now.
Yeah.
I will say that first episode when Cyclops showed up, I'm like, maybe I was a little too hard on the guy. Maybe.
Yeah, I was like, maybe. Oh, he's not an asshole for once. That's new.
It's like
that. Like he was a baller this whole season, and I loved it.
I don't think he deserved to get mad at Xavier for Xavier wanting him and Jean to go like off and have a family.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. He can yell at Xavier all he wants and say it's not your call, but Xavier did think about them and say, you know what? They've been my first students. They've helped. They deserve to go be happy and go off and have that family that they've always talked about and wanted. Like they're not. I can't teach them anymore. It's that you were like my, students. Now you're the teachers. Now you guys have to go and find your way in the world. I can't guide you with that anymore. And if they would have left, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have said, you know what? Mm-hmm. He's got a point. Cyclops is always, he's just always been the asshole, always trying to be that leader, always trying to be the thing. What if him and Jean get that happy ending where they can go actually raise Nathan and he doesn't become Cable? Like, what does that look like?
This is Marvel, son. Those happy endings don't exist.
The last episode where Cyclops and Jean were placed in the future with Ascani, which is what's her name? I forgot her name already.
To Google we go.
I totally forgot her name. Blue knows. He'll type it out in a bit. But it's Jean's daughter. What's her name?
What's her name?
Is it Hope or is that
Hope? Is it Hope?
Was that right?
Hope Summers. Yes, Hope Summers. I was like, oh my god, who is it? This is how well I know the Summers family tree. They're just all over the place.
Isn't she a big part of Avengers vs. X-Men too? Yeah, right? Hope, yeah.
She's part of the. I think she's part of the Phoenix Five. Is she?
Yeah, I know you just texted Hope Summers too. I see it right here.
Yes, thank you. See, I knew he was going to get it because we were just talking about it.
Because I know this part of it, but isn't the daughter also a huge?
I know that Hope. If I remember correctly, I know Hope was a big part of the Avengers vs. X-Men.
Because Scarlet Witch helps her get the Phoenix out, right? Like I'm not going crazy.
It's been a minute since I've read it. But...
it's been a minute since I read it too. I don't
Or Rachel
Remember, she
Summers.
was-
Oh, Rachel Summers.
Oh, Rachel Summers. Yes, Hope is the daughter of Cable.
Yeah.
Yes, Hope is the daughter of Cable. Rachel is the daughter of Jean.
You guys
She's a
are ready.
Scotty. Yes.
We need a
Again,
flow
so
chart.
the Summers family tree is so confusing. Like
Yeah.
I'm confused still. Hope and Rachel's are like the same
100%.
person to me, because they literally look the same. But anyway, so they're in the future.
Hope is the daughter of Andy.
Shut up,
Yeah.
shut up, Cody.
Yeah, but there's also Hope Summers, and there's a Hope Van Dyne. Yeah, or Hope Van.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're in the future, and that future is the future that
just take your question out.
Cable. That's the future that Cable got to. So he was split from Bishop when they went through the time portal, and he ended up in that future, and Bishop was somewhere else. So they're actually able to now see Cable as a baby because they landed in that same timeline where he was dropped off, stuck.
Why'd she cook me? It's never a dull moment with these guys in the chat.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so they do have a chance, Scott and Jean, to actually raise Cable now.
What was I gonna say? I know we got a bunch of I was kind of like holding off on talking about it, just because people have seen the show, they already know like, oh, we love it, we think all the episodes are good. What did you think of the cameo choices for this show? Which one stood out the most? Let's put it that way. What stood out the most? I already know your answer.
What can I say?
I already know your answer. I was more surprised. I expected Iron Man to show up, Captain America. All right, Spider-Man was cool. Cloak and Dagger showing up was unreal.
That was
unexpected.
I saw them. I go, oh, now you're reaching into Marvel. Okay, I see where you're going with this.
Because you forget about Cloak and Dagger, and then all of a sudden they just drop them in the series. I'm like,
I didn't think about them because they did get that show. They got what was the Freeform or ABC Family, whatever it was called when their show got approved. Who was Hulu? Yeah, people forget about them. They're pretty cool and interesting characters, and the fact that they're on the list for Marvel Rivals too, and they're going to be like that duo character where you can just probably switch between them and have fun. That got me excited. And then when I saw them, I go, okay, they're starting to shed light to Cloak and Dagger. I said, okay, I like this. You love Daredevil.
Yeah, well.
You love the Daredevil cameo. That
Daredevil cameo made me very happy.
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. It's Adam! Hey, you're supposed to be...
And Polaris. Polaris is on that boat, too. She's off to the right.
Yep.
Yeah, Scarlet.
I was like, I saw Rogue, and I was like, who are these shadows in the back? And I looked at them, and I was like, no way.
Scarlet Witch, Polaris.
Everyone was like, Rogue. I'm like, yo, it's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch and Polaris in the back. What are you talking about, Rogue?
My surprise one was Silver Samurai showing up was kind of cool.
That was really cool.
I mean, it's kind of Silver Samurai is an X-Men villain, so Wolverine
villain. I didn't watch the original. Did he ever show up in the original, or no? Was this his first time showing up?
It would be really weird if he didn't.
I think he did show up.
I've heard
it was a storyline, a Wolverine storyline in one of the episodes in the animated series.
Yeah, I'll have to go check
That's
it out.
where I would probably say.
But him showing up was cool, and then we got Omega Red. I'm guessing Omega Red showed up in the original at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. It took me a second. I was like, yeah.
Who else appeared with him? It was Omega Red,
Crimson Dynamo, and Darkstar.
Crimson Dynamo.
So the real Psylocke.
Wow.
The real Psylocke.
Yeah, they all were showing up. That's my thing is you have something cool here with the animation you can do. If you just give like how they gave Bo DeMaio full creative control, find the people who are very, very into this animation and say, all right, what do you want to do? The only character which surprised me I heard was off limits was Deadpool.
Because I have a feeling that they're going to do, Deadpool might do something with this, like maybe dip into it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think
that's very interesting that was
I know Bo didn't say, he just said more Deadpool is off limits. They didn't give no explanation as to why.
Yeah.
That's curious.
And then Kevin Feige said something about that. I don't remember what he said. He said it in an interview because somebody asked him. He said it's on Twitter. I don't know. You could probably look it up. Yeah. But he said something. Yeah, he was off limits. I assume, Deadpool and Wolverine, they might do something with it. Or like in season 2, they might do something with Deadpool, like briefly. But
yeah, but just to have him show up and just stand there, he couldn't get approved for that? Because even Spider-Man got approved, which is surprised that and Spider-Man is.
It might be a
Whoa.
Deadpool Wolverine thing then.
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah,
that's
but
my
then again,
guess.
if you have Deadpool and Wolverine, Wolverine's in the show. I mean, it's not like you can shy away from Wolverine. So why would Deadpool?
What
be
we're
off
referring to is Deadpool in the MCU might again dip into this or something of that sort. It's not like confusing of the character.
Oh yeah, Doom showing up too was really confusing.
Yeah.
You think he'd be off for
And Baron Zemo.
Yeah, I was gonna say Baron Zemo was my surprise.
Like I said, you had still a bunch of surprise cameos. I don't know why Deadpool was off. That's the weird one.
I have a feeling that there's a.
I get you guys are saying the movie,
mm-hmm.
but still, you're letting Doom and Doctor Doom
again.
Yeah, I mean,
you're missing why.
Yeah,
why we're
Doom
saying.
is not confirmed. Deadpool is a confirmed thing for the MCU, but Doom is not yet confirmed for the MCU. So
Doom's basically confirmed. He's showing up in Fantastic Four.
But anyway, I was very surprised by Baron Zemo
because even
that was
Steve Rogers too showing up as Cap. I mean, I guess in the '90s, yeah,
that makes sense.
Daredevil too, with the show, you think he'd be? So we know Daredevil's happening in the MCU.
Well, yeah.
Born
again, baby. Woo!
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's got to be another reason why. You don't need TV approval for Spider-Man. They only. I know, but usually Marvel is very picky when it comes to Spider-Man showing up. So they're very picky when he shows up. Let's
put it this way. There's a reason why they chose to not include Deadpool. It wasn't just because Marvel was like, oh, no. It's not like Marvel took their ball and went home. There was a reason why they said no Deadpool, probably because they have something planned for him in the future. Probably with this. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, but you also had two Mr. Fantastic show up as a morph cameo. Oh, yeah, that was also surprising, too. Yeah. So, again, you having characters show up that are coming in future projects. Wow, it's Deadpool. I get the movie, but still, Deadpool's a mutant. If anyone deserves to show up to an X-Men night, it's him.
Well, I mean, if you look at Deadpool and Wolverine, it looks like when they go through one of the portals, it could be possibly Endgame that they end up in. So there might be like a thing where they jump to different universes or different points in time. So they could play off of something with X-Men 97 because they did do reshoots, and Ryan can do redubs of his voice because in the Deadpool suit you can't see his mouth. So it's just a matter of waiting to see what they do, if it is true. Or maybe they just didn't want Deadpool in it because they're saving him for season 2, or because Deadpool is a more explicit character than what they wanted for the show. But who knows?
It's possible. Stuff by saying Deadpool's a mutant. He is, technically. They awoken his mutant gene, yeah.
Yeah, they did awaken his mutant gene.
Because they've stated in Miss Marvel, and I mean, I'm using that as an example because I actually like that show, is everyone has the gene. It depends on what you do awakens it. Or it awakens for certain people.
I guess, yeah.
That's where I'm kind of going off of, like, he technically is, because even when they shoot him with the thing in the first movie, it's like, oh yeah, you're just basically immune. We just got to awaken your mutant ability. Like, it's just kind of suppressed, like, right now at the moment. We're going to kickstart it.
Can you just
it's whatever they confirm.
Yeah. True. Can you? Yeah. So when you were talking about the mutant gene, something popped in my head. I was like, can you just imagine your mutant gene awakening at the worst possible moment?
I mean, Cyclops, and I'm going to use that as an example.
True.
Origins Wolverine and Apocalypse when he's
it's like
his laser vision kicks in.
It's Deadpool also could just be a mutate. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the comics he's a mutate. He's not really a mutant. Yeah. He's just been an X-Men character, or a mutant storyline character. But he is a mutate. I think in the movies they kind of made it seem like he's an actual mutant. So I don't know if we should be really going off the movies or just go off the comics, because the comics he's a mutate.
I mean, I think just now he's just classified as a mutant at this point. I think it's just you're so far down the thing with him. It's just he's a mutant. There's no even.
It's the same equivalent that we're doing with Miss Marvel. We'll come up with an answer later.
Now they rewrote her. But now they killed her off just to make her a mutant, because the only reason she wasn't a mutant in the first place, and even Feige said, if they called her a mutant in the comics, she was automatically owned by Fox, and I think he wanted to use her. So that's why they switched it up real quick. And she's like, oh, yeah, she's a mutant.
Well, she was originally supposed to be a mutant.
Yeah.
The creator for her wanted her to be a mutant, but they couldn't do that because they didn't have the rights.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, so they had to make her an Inhuman.
Yeah, that's why Feige said, all right, we're killing her off in the comics just to make her have that mutant gene, and then she can, do whatever.
Yeah.
But, like I said, comics are always switching up everything.
You have
yeah.
what? It's been it's been a long time. Comics have been around for a very long time, so they got to keep it somewhat fresh somehow.
Yeah, but I feel like the surprise character who I like the character a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a lot of people, just because one movie I love for X-Men is First Class. I really love First Class. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's one of my favorite X-Men movies. Is Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
I am secretly a Magneto fan next to Wolverine. Those are my two favorite mutants. I really loved Magneto throughout this damn series. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was a reason for me to hate this man in the series.
When your villains are written well, you're gonna love the villain more than the hero.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, usually I don't agree with Magneto in a lot of cases. This show, I was just like, yeah, he was right.
Oh yeah, who's so right?
He's right.
I mean, both of them are wrong in their own ways, but Magneto was right.
Yeah, and even the show makes it clear. It's or what's her name? Oh yeah, we don't even know what happened with her, do we? Yet?
Trish.
Yeah, sold him out. That bitch. I was so pissed off when
you're talking about the one senator.
Person? Yeah.
Oh, she's still alive. She was on.
Yeah, she's still alive. We just don't know what.
She was still hooked up to that thing.
Yeah, she was.
I thought I saw her with Forge towards the end. Am I tripping?
Maybe I have to go see that. I don't remember seeing her in the end, and I'm like, right when I saw her walk out of the shadow, I go, "Oh, this bitch!" I go, "I knew it. She was the one who was gonna betray him." It's like, oh.
No, we saw her that one time. She was hooked up to where Magneto was still during the little montage of all the cameos. She was the last one we saw. And I still wholeheartedly believe that she's Mystique. You can't tell me otherwise that she ain't Mystique.
That's very possible.
That would be a cool reveal.
You guys didn't hear that theory?
No. Surprisingly, no.
Listen, I was casually watching the show. I wasn't looking that deep in this stuff.
See,
I was theorizing from the very beginning that she was Mystique because, one, we have not seen her, and two, she there were some things she did where it was okay, this doesn't seem like a regular person would kind of do this. It seems like something Mystique would do. And also in the prequel comic of X-Men 97, I actually didn't find this. One of my friends did. He said that in one panel, Trish and Wolverine are in the same room, and Wolverine can smell if you're the actual person, if that's Mystique or not. And she walks by or leaves the room, and Wolverine says oh, you smell that? Something smells different or weird. And I did not think about that when I first read it. I was like, oh,
isn't the first issue or second issue?
I don't remember which issue it's in.
Because I have the second issue. I haven't read it yet. I have a
maybe the first one. I don't know. I have to.
Well, the first one you find out. Oh, hey, Jean's pregnant. That's
maybe it's the second one then. I'm not sure. But he said that. I was like, wait, that makes a lot of sense actually. Because if you watch the show, we've never seen Wolverine and Trish in the same room. Otherwise, Wolverine would have picked up her scent.
That is true, but Wolverine is always off doing his own thing.
I mean, yeah, but
how often does Wolverine stick around with all the X-Men in the same room for a long period of time?
But on purpose, I think they didn't put them in the same room because then Wolverine would have picked up her scent, and that would have actually been Mystique.
Oh, so
we
it's
would have gotten a reveal.
So
they're kind of prolonging it. I'm still thinking it's her.
In the same room.
See, I now that you said that, Steph, I'm fully subscribing to that. The more that I'm thinking about it, in the way that you're explaining, I'm yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Also on Genosha, she said something at the gala. I forgot what she said in episode 5, and everyone was like, yeah, that sounds like something Mystique would say.
It was weird.
And then of course she was not behind, but she was with the team behind Genosha and what happened. But when she went into it, she was told that nobody was going to get hurt, that nobody was going to die. And if you think of it as Mystique saying that, Mystique is somebody who will always, side with the mutants. She's not a mutant hater. She is one, and she's worked with them. So if you think about it, if that's Mystique, of course she would be like, yeah, I'm on board with this because like I'm a trickster and I'm evil, whatever. But like, and I have my own plans. But she didn't want anybody to die. That's just not what Mystique would do, especially her own kind.
And also her kids too. Two of her kids.
Also her kids too. Well, I mean, like she didn't really care about Nightcrawler because she, threw him. But like she cares a lot about Rogue, even though like they've had a very tough relationship. But yeah, I'm just thinking about this now. Like, where is Destiny too? Like, have we ever gotten?
I was just about to say, like, where is Destiny? And
like I said, if that's Mystique, then Destiny's probably because they had Destiny and Mystique had a home in Mississippi when they were training Rogue, and I think for a while Destiny would stay there. Destiny would stay there with Rogue and raise her. And I think Mystique would just go off and do whatever. So I would assume she's just like in a hideout kind of place.
Also, before we get a little further, we have a question request from Adam because he's on his way currently. How was your experience with the X Mansion Airbnb? Let's go with that.
I've been there twice now, and it just gets better each time you go. Like the first time was great, right? The first time I went, I was invited by Airbnb and I got to do the whole immersive experience. And that was awesome. So there's 3 classes you go through. You go to Beast Lab and you make drinks, non-alcoholic. Yeah. They got to keep it kid friendly. They're still Disney.
You can make it friendly. I mean, you can have a little.
Well, it's like kids go to the place, you kind of really can't
make a danger room 18 and up.
And also, they don't want people drinking because of like stuff getting messed up or breaking and all. So, I think that's like the main concern. So you go through Beast's lab and you make drinks that will unlock your mutant ability, and then you go to the war room with Cerebro. It's so amazing. And you sit down at the round table and you take the quiz to find out your mutant power. You take this quick quiz all together, like a trivia quiz about the show and the X-Men. And then after you take the quiz to find out your mutant power, I am, no surprise here, a shapeshifter / transformation. It was shapeshifting / transformation was my power. So people like me would be Morph and Rogue. And then after that, you go to the danger room and you work out. You do like a workout. You learn how to fight. And they have this like really big heavy weight. You guys probably saw me lift it, but I was like, this is actually heavier than I thought. So if you guys ever attend, or if you know people that attend, just know that thing is actually heavy. And that was fun because the actors, the teachers, they were so awesome, and they really studied on this show. They studied up on the X-Men. They studied the show, so they knew what they were talking about. And just the detail of the whole house. It's not even the whole house. It's like they didn't use all the rooms in the house, so it's like not as big as the house would look like on the outside. The detail that they put into this to make it like 2D animation was fantastic. And then Wolverine's room and Jubilee's room were just amazing. They had this like other room off of Wolverine's that is just 2 beds, and it was just like themed X-Men. But Jubilee's room is literally the best room in the house because she has such cool stuff. She has a working boombox, and she has an arcade machine. She has her PC. You can't use a PC, but she has like an old PC from the 90s. And she has a TV too with VHS tapes underneath, so you can actually watch you can actually use it and watch the stuff. They also have X-Men. They have DVDs, a CD player. It was amazing. It was so amazing. And then the second time that I went, it was my friend invited me as their +1. And this was to see the finale episode of X-Men 97. This was on Monday I went. And we saw the last 3 episodes. And you didn't get an immersive experience when you went there. This was more like a party that we were
Yeah.
attending. So these were different actors this time, so different people than I saw last time, and we were able to roam by ourselves throughout the house and just check it all out. And then they had food for us outside. So here's the thing: there's no kitchen. It's not like a regular Airbnb where you like
Yeah.
rent it out for a week. So it's only either for a day you do the immersive experience or overnight. And there's no food that you can cook. Beast Lab is actually built over the kitchen of the house. So like the countertops that were used in the house are already there. They built it over, and they bring food from the outside. So they'll order food for you guys, and they'll have like either buffet style or whatever. And so they had food for us, and you then in Xavier's office, we had the TV set up and we had the chair set up, and we got to watch the last 3 episodes there. And it was just so cool. And I was lucky enough both times I went that the weather was really, really nice. So I was able to get as much content outside as I did on the inside. And there's so many things that you could recreate, like the meme in Wolverine's room. I did that. It's awesome. And then you could wear Cerebro. You could put on Cerebro and not use it. Doesn't actually work, but like the Sentinel head in the front. It's awesome. Did I make any new friends there? I did make some new friends. Actually, the second time that I went, Brandon Davis was there, and I actually got to meet him. That was the second time I met him, because I met him the first time at Z23, but like it was just for an interview he was doing. And this time around, they actually, to start off on Monday, we actually went to Marvel in New York. So we got to go to Marvel Entertainment in New York, and we waited in the, it's such a cool space. Oh my God. It was my first time being there. And this is a new space that they moved into. So they didn't fully move into it yet, but there were people working there and stuff. And you walk by these offices, and they had all this, people in their offices had like comic covers or comics on their wall. And they had like collectibles all over. Like these were fans of Marvel. They had like collectibles all around their offices. It was so cool. And then you walk in, and you go down the room, and there's just lines of people on desks with computers. Not as many people there because not everyone's completely moved in yet. And then to the right, there's like another big area, and that area has the line of Marvel statues. So they have like full-size Iron Man, Captain America. They have like different Mark Iron Man statues too.
Oh, that's cool.
They have Captain America. I think they have Thor. It was like full life size, and it's just a row of them. And I
Was
really
it
so badly
costumes, or was it just like the actual
like statues, like
Oh,
actual statues.
okay.
Yeah.
They had an exhibit here for us in Michigan at the Henry Ford, where it was like the full Marvel Museum exhibit.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Like they had the Mark 1, 2, or 1, 2, 5, or 3, 5. And I think the 7. And Mark 42.
Yeah.
Because I remember.
Yeah, they had a lot of them there. I don't know which ones because I didn't really get to go through it and see. But I still badly wanted to take photos, but I was like, I probably shouldn't do this, or I'm not going to do it at all. So I'm hoping in the future I'll get to go back and, be able to get some photos there. But we waited in the conference room. They had comics on the table. They were like, take as many comics as you want. I don't have it up here with me, but they gave us this, I forgot his name, but he was at the Coca-Cola event that I went to. He's from Marvel. If I Googled it, I could probably find it, but I forgot his name. He came in and he gave us this rare comic that it's one of them where he said they make 3 for each one they put out. So it's a pre-cut comic. So before like the official comic goes out, they have these like pre-cut ones, and he gave us each one of them. And I have an Amazing Spider-Man. It's Amazing Spider-Man. It's a Green Goblin one in Spider-Man that came out. It's issue number 2, came out like last week. And I really wanted to be like, can I get an X-Men one? But I didn't. I was like,
is it Amazing or Ultimate?
Amazing.
I'll throw it in the trash. That's not worth it.
So it's a rare one.
Well, damn. I mean, like, yeah, you can only get those at the Marvel offices, so like it's still it's pre-cut, so he doesn't even like open like a comic. You have to open it like a newspaper.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
it's
That's
really
very
cool.
nice.
Yeah. So I would love to just they did I was like I actually Brandon said this. He was like, "Do you guys have like board and bags? Because you guys are saying this is super rare, and y'all
Okay.
aren't giving us board." They didn't have any, so we are like, "Ah." We had
Yeah.
to take them with us, but
Figure Marvel
luckily,
Comics would have the bags.
You know, you would
That'd be
hope.
funny.
I would
We
be
had
the
to,
same.
Well, also
Yeah.
you have to think they're not there bagging and boarding books. They're shipping them out to the shops, and the shops are doing it themselves. Because I've worked
Yeah.
in a shop, so I've bagged and boarded books. They
well, the size of it, we would have needed a golden age bag. So
Yeah.
I don't think they would have that. At least in their office. They probably just have the regular ones, like the current modern ones.
Mhm.
But we waited there, and then they had these shuttles come get us. And these were nice shuttles. These were like party bus kind of shuttles. And there was like this, I've never seen it before in like one of these vans, but when you open the door, it's like a table and then seats that are around the table, and then there's like regular seats in the back. So it was me and then my friend that invited me, Brandon Davis, his friend, and we got to just like talking. And like Brandon Davis is actually a really awesome, cool person. And I was like so hyped to have met him. And it was just awesome getting to talk with all these people, different creators, and getting to know what they do and seeing their reactions to the mansion. It was just awesome. I was the only person there that has like seen it already. So I was like kind of hyping it up for everyone. Like, y'all are gonna freak the hell out.
I'm surprised Brandon didn't get to see it early.
Yeah, I know. Well, so
That's
here's
a
another thing.
great one.
The first time that I went, do you think there's any Skibbity Toilet Mutants? Probably in the Massachusetts Academy. I wouldn't say the
Shade has
Xavier.
been thrown, ladies and gentlemen. The shade has been thrown.
No shade there, Emma. I was surprised that they didn't invite the cast to go see this house. And the first time that I went, and after I posted my video for Airbnb, a bunch of the cast, AJ especially, he messaged me, and he was like, "How did you get to this? Like, the cast and I were not told that this existed." And I was like, "Yeah, I was just invited by Airbnb." And he was like we're trying to figure out how to get there because we really really want to go. And the second time that I went, I made sure to talk to somebody and ask them like, "Hey, you ever thought about bringing the cast here?" Because they have voiced very heavily that they want to come to this house, and I believe they should. And so they're gonna figure out what they can do. But I really hope they can go see it.
So is the house for the Airbnb? Can you actually? You said you can actually, if people want to rent it out for like the day or something, you can do it, or is it like no?
No. So it's only you either have only for the day or an overnight.
Yeah,
So yeah, you can do it overnight. I believe it closed, though it closed yesterday to reserve. So you have to request dates and you have to be chosen for those dates. So if you're chosen, then I think it's $97 per person for an overnight, which is very good for what you're getting.
Price, yeah.
And I think the day experience is free though. So if you're only going there for the day and want to do the immersive experience, it's free. So
shoot.
Either I think that one's still open that you can try and reserve, but the overnight one I know closed yesterday. I did not do either because I didn't know if I wanted to go again or who I would go with. And then now that I went for a second time, I was like, I don't really need to reserve or try and go again. But I know my friend and I were talking about like getting cosplayers there to do some stuff. And
I was
so
gonna say that'd probably be a really good
yeah.
place to go for that. I mean,
Yeah, so we were talking about it, and hopefully we'll be able to like get something together where we can work something out with Airbnb where we can do a cosplay kind of thing. But if that happens, then I'd obviously go there again and just do a lot of like photo shoots, whatever, or like anything that would help promote the place, like recreating scenes from the show. Like it would just be really, really cool to do that. And that was my thought the first time that I went there. I was like, it'd be really cool to get a group of cosplayers to come here, but we'll see if that happens or not. But this mansion is like I would love to live there if I could. And they actually started building. Well, they didn't build the house; they bought it. They started building the inside in January, and they only had a certain amount of weeks to get it all done. So it didn't even take like, as many months as it took to open. They had like mere weeks to get props done and artwork done and all that, which is crazy. And the fact that they got it all done, like they were still doing last minute things the night before the first group got to go and see the mansion. So it's crazy. And the actors that are part of it, they actually stay on the property, and I guess they just swap out people.
Pretty cool.
I don't know exactly, because the house is huge. It's just not all of it is built like within the actual space of the house. They kind of built it like forward a bit, and not all the rooms are utilized. So there's still space in the back of the mansion that is used for actors or like supplies and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, it was a great time. I loved it. I remember when I got the email for it, I was like, what the hell does Airbnb want to do with me? and then it kind of clicked. Like a few days later, I was like, oh, they must be doing an X mansion, because they've done like Shrek Swamp last year, and they've done all these houses, and they actually just announced today the Incredibles house, which is really, really sick. And what's cool about these icons is that like a majority of them are free. You just got to reserve the date. And obviously like pay for travel to get there. But the fact that this mansion is located in Westchester, home of the X Mansion, and they found a house that resembles so much like the mansion itself is crazy. I mean, I know they probably based the mansion off of like typical homes, what they would look like in New York. But this one is like, if I were to actually buy this house for myself in the future, whatever, and it like wasn't even the X Mansion on the inside, I would be like, damn, this looks a lot like the X Mansion. It's crazy how much it resembles it. Like I was like, how the hell do they find this? But Westchester County is very expensive, so you find a lot of houses, a lot of mansions that will look like that. Yes, there are bathrooms, Blue, in the mansion. There's one, two. There's two bathrooms. Okay.
We'll play along with it. Were the bathrooms themed as well, or are they just regular? Typical?
No, the bathrooms weren't themed. Those are just regular. But Logan's bathroom. So Logan's room shares the X-Men themed room, and they share a bathroom between them. And if you go in the bathroom, there's like plaid shower curtains and like a wooden kind of like mat that you'd step on if you get out of the shower, so it kind of like drips through. Like, and there's candles that are themed to what Logan would smell like musky scents. So
Canadian.
It actually is a Canadian candle. I swear it's
Maple syrup scented.
It's the candle was made in Montreal, I think. Yeah. So it's like it's all written in French too. I remember that. And so that bathroom is like themed towards Logan, but it's not like 2D animated. The one downstairs is just a regular bathroom. Now that I think about it, 2 bathrooms for like how many people it sleeps is actually really small. Like a small amount. Because you could sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You could sleep 8 people.
Oh wow!
You have Beast's lab you could sleep in.
One bathroom.
You have Jubilee's room, Logan's room, and then there's 2 twin beds in the X-Men themed room. There's a poster of Dazzler right in the middle too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying Salak used the toilets. All of the X-Men used toilets.
Oh,
Definitely
boy.
not.
They need to go somewhere, and they ain't gonna go outside. Maybe Logan will, but
I was gonna say
Logan
Beast,
can.
but yeah, maybe Logan too.
Beast is a bit more cleaner than Logan is, even if he is furry.
Be proud to use it.
So, but yeah, if you
Some
know,
questions we don't need an answer
She's
for.
gonna fuck right-
We don't need answers to all the questions we have. Learn anything from Mallrats. We don't need questions. We don't need answers to all the questions.
Yes, we do.
if anybody that's watching did reserve to go to the mansion, if you do go, you guys are gonna have such a blast. It's surreal. Just the driveway up to the mansion. It's like 2 driveways you go down, like 2 different. There's the entrance, then there's like a gate you go through. They have it like obviously closed behind because they don't want people just going in there.
Yeah,
And then the driveway is so long too, and I thought there was a basketball court last time when I was leaving, when I saw a basketball thing, and I was like, oh shoot, like you could recreate the scene from X-Men. But it's not a court, it's just a driveway, but still you can recreate it, which is cool.
Dunk on some X-Men.
No, you can't access it though. That's the thing. Like
Lame.
I didn't notice it until after. There's no outdoor things that you can access besides the front of the house where the Sentinel head is. Like I don't know if you can go around to the back. I haven't tried, but I don't know what there. If you look through Logan's room, there's a window to the backyard, and it's just all like grass. And then off to the right, there's like a fence and a pool. So I don't know if that pool belongs to that house. I think it does because it's a huge ass property, and nobody else is around in the area. Like I said, it's 2 long ass driveways. But you can also see there's a balcony through that window, and then if you look in the hallway, the wall's closed off. So through that wall is actually the master area of the house. So they closed that off for access for like background use for people. I don't even know if it is actually in use, but yeah, they didn't utilize all of the house. But
it's still pretty cool,
Oh yeah.
if somebody were to like, because they're only going to keep this mansion, I think it's October. I don't know how long. When I asked one of the guys, he said October, I think, but I don't know. And whoever buys the house after will obviously not have all that on the inside, but we'll have full access. I was joking yesterday, I think it was. I was like, wouldn't it be so crazy if like years from now I was looking for a house and I wanted to stay in like the East Coast, maybe I'll go to New York, and I find that house on the market and I just bought it. I was like, that would be such a full circle moment for me. In October, will the mansion explode? I hope not.
We're X-Men. Of course the mansion blows up every other day. And it did. It blew up this season.
It did. And they're probably going to rebuild it in like, I don't know, 2 months? Like a month? It's so quick to rebuild the mansion.
They pointed out that joke, though, in the first Deadpool movie.
What?
They pointed out the mansion blowing up joke in the first
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, the house that blows up like every few years or something. I was like, that's funny. The house always blows up.
Yeah, I could literally go on and on about this mansion, but I could definitely live there.
I mean, you could pay me to live there. I would.
You don't even have to pay me to live there. I would gladly just do it for free.
Just go there. She's like, I'm not leaving.
Straight up, just claim Slaughter's rights, man. Just go.
Like, how do I become an actor for this? Like, I would love to just live here. Can you just put me on your list of actors? The smell in that mansion by August will be horrendous. Dude, they clean the place. And you can't even I don't know if only we were not allowed to wear shoes inside the first time we went.
Some people had the little
and then the second time I went, we had like the hospital kind of blue netting on our feet. So even like the actors had to wear plastic on the bottom of their shoes. So I don't know if like you will be allowed to wear shoes inside the house once like the reservations actually start.
Now here's the real question. Is there a shower in this house?
Yeah, there's a shower. Well, okay.
So like the Super Smash Brothers Melee tournament.
I don't know if the bathroom downstairs does not have a shower. There's only one shower in this house. And that's the one off of Logan's room. The smell of comic book readers is unwashable.
I shouldn't be laughing, but I kind of have to laugh. I kind of have to laugh at that one. I shouldn't be, but I got to give that one to you. That's a good one.
All right, Cody, what's worse? A melee tournament or comic book readers?
Let's just make our audience grow smaller and smaller. Why
No,
don't
if anything, they'll be thinking.
Yeah, and now that I'm realizing it, there's only one shower in that whole house. But it's not that big of a space, so I mean, yeah, it's weird. That's actually really weird. The bathroom downstairs doesn't have a shower. I just realized that.
I mean, because it can sleep 8. Love that we're going
It
into
sleeps
analytics
8.
of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Wait, what?
I'm crusting it every. Oh my god.
That's what I mean.
Oh my god.
How do you take them anywhere? How do you deal with them on a daily basis?
I've only been somewhere with one of them, and even that.
Oh no! Oh, she's throwing you under the blood.
flies follow.
No.
And
No, I've been to Emerald City Comic-Con with Blue, and he does not smell.
I really was hoping you were gonna say
No, Cody, on the other hand, I've never seen him in person, but TBD on if he smells.
Just wait till me, Steph, and Blue meet up in a public place. I made you what you are, Steph.
I'd be terrified to actually meet both of them in a public place, especially for them two meeting for the first time.
Oh
That'd
God, that's just
that'd be scary.
I'd text you and say record every interaction of those two. I have to see just what they would do.
It's like one of those like reality shows where it's like you finally meet your like the person you've been talking to face to face. You finally meet them. Like catfish,
Yeah.
Record that.
I think these two would be the equivalent to Mordecai and Rigby. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's just a regular show. They're just gonna do something, and something's fucking gonna happen.
Yeah,
It's gonna be some world-altering event. It's like these two meeting up.
Listen, I would love to see Cody at a Comic-Con. I would love to hear all the comments that he'd make.
I can hear him now just making some of them most.
Anyway, we'll see.
Speed run challenge. How long does it take for him to get kicked
out
of a Comic-Con? Last year's record, 15 minutes.
I throw money it would only take him 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we got very off topic with X-Men, but like I said, love the show, loved what they did with the mansion. I wish it could be like a permanent thing, but obviously can't stay. But yeah, I'm excited to see the future of X-Men in season 2, and the way the finale ended, it was on a cliffhanger, so we don't know what's going to happen. All we do know is that Apocalypse is returning. My theory is correct that Gambit will become Death. And we have Rachel Summers, and we're going to see Baby Cable.
Yeah.
So many things. They're all in different time areas, and it's going to be, we don't know where Storm and Forge is. So I don't know what's going on with
Forge
them.
was in the present.
Forge is in the present. Where's Storm then?
I wonder if her, Morph, and Wolverine got thrown to the Savage Land.
Oh yes, her, Morph, and Wolverine, not Forge. I was thinking of Morph.
Yeah.
I'm about to say we didn't see where Morph and Wolverine landed.
What I'm thinking, they could possibly be in like the Days of Future Past kind of scenario. So they are in the near future, because we have Storm and Wolverine are the only survivors in that timeline, and then just add Morph to that. So they possibly could be there. Otherwise, I have no idea where they could be. But if I watch New Rockstars, I can definitely tell you theory, and he will have something. I watch New Rockstars after every episode because I'm like, what did I miss here?
I watched him do Was it every X-Men movie? Just because I want to hear what
Yes.
he had to say about all the X-Men films.
And he's doing Fantastic Four right now. So I don't know if he's done the 2015 movie yet, but that one is next.
Oh yeah, not that.
4 Horsemen are coming, and I cannot wait. I was like, Gambit is so going to be dead. Because based on the comics, based on what happened.
I'm going to let Adam in because he's been standing outside for the longest time.
All right, my time to take over the show.
Take over.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped as hell.
Yes, from the moment that Gambit unfortunately bit it, I was like, they have to bring him back as Death. They have so much potential with that.
Yeah.
And one, I love Gambit, so as Lorenzo will tell you, when he did, kaboom, I was screaming expletives at my TV in at least 3 different languages. And I was like, no, not this early, man. I know.
I was
inconsolable in the corner of my dorm, just going, "What is life? What is this? Is not worth. Life's not worth living anymore." No.
You know what's crazy though is that my friend and I were talking to Chris Potter at the after party at the premiere, and he actually spoiled to us that Gambit was gonna die.
Oh man!
We both left and we turned to each other. We're like, did he just spoil Gambit's death to us? And yeah, and I actually forgot about it by the show coming out by that episode, but she didn't forget, so she knew he was dying. Yeah, it was a shocker to me.
I don't even know if that was spoiled to me. I don't even know how I would react, just because I would look at him and be like, bro, what? No.
Yeah, I know.
She was saying that Chris Potter at the premiere spoiled that Gambit was going to die. And I was like, God, man.
Yeah, because we were like, why isn't he coming back to voice?
Remember with the toys?
That was genius.
When we found with the toys, and you didn't know what I was doing, and I had to go walk over to the corner. And I said stuff the picture to fuck with her. I was like, "Hey, look at this!" And he comes over as I'm setting them up. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" I go, "Go walk over there right now. You can't know what I'm doing." He's like, "Why? What happens?" I go, "I can't go walk over there." I go, "You can't see what happens when I'm doing." I go, "I can't." And then I'll reveal. And then he watched the episode, and I show him the picture. He goes, "I fucking hate you."
How many times did you watch that episode, Steph?
Episode 5?
Yes. How many times?
I could only watch it once. I couldn't. I did not have the heart to watch it again. I still to this day have not watched it a second time. It was just too heartbreaking for me. But
twice
Chris, you watched it twice in a day?
Yeah, I watched it before we went up to meet him, and I already know what happened. He's like, "Oh yeah, how was the episode?" I'm like, "It was good." I was like, "Oh yeah, it was really solid." Go, yeah, very good. And that's when I did the picture, sent it to you, and he goes, "Huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, you'll find out." Because I think you knew, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, it was all over Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was X-Men 97. If you opened your phone in the morning, it's all over the place already. The Spider-Man cameo was so.
Yeah, the Spider-Man can't. Like, I wake up at 6 in the morning, so like the first thing I do is I log on Twitter to see if anything happened overnight, and like not even like an hour in, they are already talking about Spider-Man, and I'm like,
yeah,
give people like 24 hours. Like,
I know, it's crazy.
See, I'll tell you who spoiled it. The Spider-Man cameo for me. That guy right there posting on his Snapchat story. I'm not even looking at spoilers. I know better, and I'm just that's on Snapchat. Okay, and it's spoiled. Okay, cool. Thanks, Lorenzo. Love you, buddy.
That's not surprising.
It's all over Twitter. So I mean, it's everywhere. It's like,
I could have.
No, people are terrible with that.
I really could have got on Daredevil.
But
before you got that for me,
before you go, what are you expecting for season 2? Like, I know we're doing the Apocalypse Now story. It sounds like. What else?
Think season 2, we're getting the 4 Horsemen of Apocalypse. We will possibly be getting an Avengers versus X-Men storyline somewhere beneath that. But the big bad will definitely be Apocalypse, and I'm excited for that because this is like one of the first times my theory has actually become true. So I'm really like riding that roller coaster till I die. So I'm excited to see. Blue says Onslaught. I was really thinking that we were gonna get like Onslaught kind of at the end, or we got get, like a cameo of him or something. But I still think that Onslaught will be a thing next season because it's possible. This season we had 2 villains. I mean, Magneto would be a villain in the second half, but I wholeheartedly believe we'll still get Onslaught because there's no way that Xavier and Magneto could have that like mind thing going on and then Onslaught not being birthed from that. I just think it's still a thing.
Honestly, I thought Onslaught was it. I thought, okay, we're gonna do Onslaught, we're gonna do Apocalypse. We're gonna start building up, and then of course Avengers versus X-Men had been teased.
Yeah,
but I loved your Mystique theory. I'm driving on the highway, and I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense.
I'm like, why didn't I think of that, man?
Yeah.
Like,
if you go back and watch these episodes and just look at her and listen to what she says, you'll kind of think like this is something that Mystique would do. And also the fact that like she wears glasses, right? And then in the end, when she was like strung up on the metal thing where Magneto was, she wasn't wearing glasses. And even when like Sinister had her like down when Bastion came back in, she was wearing glasses. So I was like, how can this girl see without her glasses?
That's true.
It's only one Mystique does not wear glasses. So I'm like, that's her.
Blue, Blue, do you think Magneto and Xavier want to kiss?
Loki thought they were in the last episode. Just gonna say
there was definitely some
there was some tension there.
There was a lot of tension. I was like, where are we going here?
I'm expecting Morph and Wolverine. That's what
me and Lorenzo were actually talking about that. When I was kind of sitting there, I was like, that was interesting. Because because Lorenzo was saying that, it was just Morph trying to inspire Wolverine to wake up or something. But I'm like,
Morph is always
the
shower scene.
That's a good point. Yeah,
Morph likes Wolverine. We got hints of it in the show, and this scene that they had really kind of confirmed it. And then Bo also said, "Yeah, Morph is in love with Wolverine."
Hey, once you go Canadian, you never go back. Sorry, eh?
We need that on a T-shirt. Once you go Canadian, you never go back. But anyway, I had a question. So what would your lineup for the 4 Horsemen be if obviously that's hopefully what they're going for, but excluding the obvious Mr. LeBeau himself, but
yeah, so I forgot the names of the rest of the Horsemen. Pestilence is like
Pestilence, yeah.
Pestilence.
Death, War.
Famine.
Famine, yep.
I don't know exactly like who would be what, but I know in the comics that around the same time Angel was a horseman, and I don't know if we'll get him as a horseman again because we kind of got him in the animated series. But we have Gambit. I'm trying to think of like who. I wonder if he's gonna revive like everyone who's dead to be his horseman.
I know that. Okay, so if I I don't want to like take over my own question here, but because when you brought that, if he might revive some people, we know that. Well, we know that he's going to revive Gambit. We saw Banshee go down. Banshee was a horseman.
Yes.
And the big like shock factor that I had in my mind was because I know that he was at one point a horseman, Wolverine. That's how to get the adamantium back. That's what he was. Yep. They did that.
You are so right.
Polaris would be a good one. Yeah.
Leech would be interesting.
But we have not seen Polaris, so I don't know about Polaris.
Did we see Polaris in the like OG animated or not?
Oh wait, no, Polaris. Wait a minute. No, yes, she was in the OG animated, I think. So so we have Gambit, Wolverine, and who was the last one you said?
I was to say Banshee. Would be
Banshee.
Yeah.
So 4th one. I don't know. I feel like it would just be easier for him to kind of revive the dead. Right?
Yeah. Because at this rate, I mean, they kind of killed a very big majority of the mutant population.
Yeah. If they're going to do Gambit, because in the comics, Gambit goes to Apocalypse after M Day, and because he believes that Apocalypse can revive the mutant kind. So I feel like if he were to gonna go for Horseman, he would just revive 4 mutants to be his horseman.
Yeah.
But Wolverine is actually, like, now that you say that, Wolverine is actually a possibility, especially if he's still in a coma. He's
Mhm.
not waking up. But like then he would be under the X-Men's cares, so Apocalypse would have to kind of like get the X-Men away from Wolverine to snatch him up and turn him into a
True.
Horseman. So
I know in the comics when Wolverine got the adamantium taken away, he went like more feral.
he
And
did,
lost
yeah.
his nose. He lost his nose, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah, he went crazy.
went crazy. Had no turned all Voldemort on him, and I was
He-
like, all right. I
He
suppose.
turned into like this, just like a Wolverine almost. Like, I mean,
I'm
He
actually
turned into an animal.
yeah, he turned into basically an animal.
Yeah. But I would have to stand by that theory that that he'll just revive 4 horsemen, people who died on Genosha.
see. That's actually so. Deadpool being one of the Horsemen, it's crazy, and I love it, and I'm fully here for it. And if that's the reason why that he was off limits, I'm perfectly okay with it.
I like this one. He'll probably be,
Yeah.
probably most likely. So I could see Leech actually being one.
See, also pull up the other one right there. We have Sebastian. Yeah, I mean, I would say Sebastian would be like a good grab if we're going off of logic here. Sebastian Shaw would be like a really good grab for like Apocalypse to try to control because he's a very powerful mutant.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so there's a lot of people that Apocalypse could just go around going, oh well, that one,
Yeah.
that one, yeah. Like,
yeah.
At this point, Apocalypse is going shopping like in a candy store, just
Literally.
Like,
Basically.
gonna get me a Cajun, gonna get me a Banshee, you know. But
all of like the
very
different
excited.
food groups and nationalities.
You know, a little bit of representation of all borders. You know, the Apocalypse is worldwide. Why can't
Yeah.
it be inclusive? You know, like
Apocalypse is inclusive, yes.
there we go.
Well, I do have to head out because I do have to eat dinner. It's 7:30 already, but I had a great time talking about X-Men 97. And I'm excited for this show and yeah. I know you guys are probably hella excited too.
Oh yeah.
This one of the best. It's one of the best things. This is already the first one of Marvel. Like, yes, we're ready for Deadpool Wolverine now.
Yeah, I think they did really well with the timing of this. They are setting up Deadpool and Wolverine to the fans, for fans of the characters. So
now we just pray and hope Deadpool and Wolverine is good.
yeah, and pray that whatever comes after that doesn't.
Hey.
So
Yeah.
Really quick before you go get dinner, did you do any of the Spider-Man screenings? I was gonna ask.
Like, did I go see any early screen? Oh, the
No,
Monday
like
screenings. No, I
Monday,
haven't
yeah.
gone to any. No, my schedule's been so like up and down and everywhere that I haven't really had time to go to buy a ticket to go see one of them.
Okay.
I really wish I did though, but like I said, schedule
Hey,
crazy.
You got to go to the mansion. So
Yeah.
I got to go to the mansion, so
that's what every comic book.
listen, I'll be there for the 50th anniversary. Okay,
There you go.
30th or 25th, 30th, whatever they do, I'll be there.
There you are. Well, again, thank you very much for joining. And
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
You guys are going to be doing another show or
Yeah.
continue to
and
talk
after
about it?
credits,
All right, have fun, have a good show, and I'll see y'all
yeah.
another
You-
time.
take care. Thank you again.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, you heard it. We're sticking around for an after show. And what time is it? It's 30 minutes. We're gonna have everyone a quick 30-minute break. We're gonna restart up another one, and then we're gonna talk. Because a lot of stuff happened today.
We're talking about X-Men 97. Oh, we're gonna talk about someone's favorite superhero today.
Both of them. There's news about. There's 2 of them actually
So
that are in the news. So very happy me.
So stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned for 30 minutes because that's when we're gonna have the Nerds Layer Boys back. Everyone's gonna hop on for this one. It's gonna be a good time. Apparently, they just announced the Silk Show is now being shopped around. It's not happening on Amazon Prime anymore.
Oh, my money is
So
going
that's
to be ask at
why he's talking about baseball on TikTok.
I'm talking about baseball right now.
Yeah, you're talking about baseball.
I
right
thought
now.
I was talking about comic books. Okay,
Anyway.
whatever.
We'll give you guys all 30 minutes. I'm gonna restart up another stream. We're gonna come together, or we're all gonna assemble. You know,
There you go.
Assemble. Yeah, there we go.
Avengers assemble.
We're all going to talk X-Men 97, some big Disney Plus reveal or big Disney upfront reveals, even some Warner Brother reveals that came out too, which is really surprising. But all right, we'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Have a grand old time.
Go
King everyone.
sports.